Oh, this looks interesting.
To me, friend Paxultek. I am here. Friend Paxultek, it returns. Does it not remember? The Paxultek and I spoke of a song and... Ah, of course. It is not the same Paxultek. Forgive me. The horns, it does not have them. A new friend, then, hmm? So what brings it to beleaguered Yesha? I have traveled these woods for countless days, all save for the temple ahead, which I dare not enter for fear of the beast within. I have seen no one, neither Paxultek nor Pan. I fear to send Paxultek to the temple. But if there is any hope at all, it lies within. Alas, the great water harp which tales tell once opened the temple has been shattered for an age and an age. There is no hope without its song. Yet beware, friend Paxultek, for the Ravager has been killed before. There is none more powerful than that which shakes off death like fallen leaves. Of course, Paxultek. Ah, a tragic tale woven into many ballads. The story of the water harp is the story of Yesha and the Balance. It is the story of the Pan. The great wolf, the Ravager, decimated our people. It was said that it could not be killed, for to do so would upset the balance and bring upon us even worse calamities. So the harp was fashioned to soothe the beast with music. And soothe it did, but only for a time. The beast escaped, silencing the harp in the process, ending its song for long and long. The beast remains partial to music, or did before the corruption took hold. For long and long the musicians kept it appeased. But now, it gains strength from corruption, and layers in what was once a prison. I think perhaps it knows it can no longer be tamed. May it return again.
Here we go! Everyone okay? Might not be over.
All right, come and get some.
Careful. Sure that's not the last of them.
Thank the Founder. You're alive. What happened? Wait, what? Clementine? Where is she? Is she okay? Right, sorry. Clementine, she means a lot to all of us. We gotta find her. I'll get everybody together. If she went through the World Stone, she could be anywhere. No. I mean, she could be anywhere. Do you understand? Like there's entire other worlds out there. All right. I'll get Brabus and Riggs. I'll tell them to... Oh, what the hell am I doing? I don't know what's out there any more than you do. Oh, I'd be putting the whole town at risk. Clem wouldn't want that. Hell, it's a miracle you came back. No, we gotta trust you on this, like you said. Is that all right? Thanks, Traveler. Talk to the folks around town. They should have any supplies you need. You know, Ford used to tell me, old Commander Ford, not the founder, that a leader and a hero are two different things. The leader's place is always with her people. I thought she was just taking a dig at her grandfather for leaving all the time, but I think I'm starting to understand her better now. If you need anything, you know where to find me.
How goes it, friend? Be safe out there.
I swear to God and my mother. Did Bo send you over here, or did you stumble your way over here yourself? Bingo. My work happens to be tinker. Let me save you some time. Then a stranger came. We called them the Wanderer. You might have noticed it. Now, we live in these buildings. Alright, let's see what you've got. Bye.
What can I do for you? So long.
Maybe you just need to go see Riggs. He can probably help with my gun. Yeah, that'll do nicely. Watch yourself, stranger. Oh, it ain't clean yet. Big game, but not so much what I'm after.
The sun shines, the pestilence grows, and the dwell has gems for sale. The finest crystals anywhere. Beware the pestilence.
Anything you need? You know where to find me.
You mean that big before we feels like anything can be true here. They even
Hell, maybe it was Fulton's blend.
you know me. I get anxious. I was just doing what I do to but so hey, if you ever need any you know where to find me.
You think
I don't
Hey,
talk about things
you're the newcomer, ain't you?
gone for good?
Nora Camarillo.
speaking.
I keep folks alive around here. You know, you're lucky they found you when they did. Your friend was pretty bad. I got her just in time.
You
Pretty
wanna
much.
take a walk
Any
down
part,
the shore
there ain't much I
sometime?
haven't seen. What you need?
The ocean's so beautiful. So peaceful. I love it.
So, you want to go?
Brad and I used to walk there. No, I don't think I could do it again. You don't talk much about life before the war. What you did and all.
Oh. It was a hard time, I guess. I done some things I weren't proud of.
I'm sure you did the best you could. We all did.
I'll be here if you need
Never
fixing.
climbed to the top of that tower in the city. It's so beautiful. You can see everything.
Do you go back there and
Brad was the one who knew the way.
Oh, traveler. Right. Hey, let me know.
see us. We did it.
They're coming! Everyone okay?
They're coming.
Watch out! Flyer!
Reloading.
1 sec! Reloading!
Might not be over. They're coming. Here they come. We did it!
Running low!
Watch out, Flyer!
Careful. I'm sure that's not the last of them. Reloading!
Reloading! Be careful. I'm sure that's not the last of them.
Might not be over. They're coming!
Shit! Incoming!
I've never seen anything like this before.
Get ready!
We did it!
Loading up!
Fire! Here we go! Might not be over.
Get ready!
Be careful. I'm sure that's not the last of them.
One sec! Reloading!
Well, at least that's over.
Here they come! Watch my back!
Fire incoming!
We did it!
Here they come. I think we're good. For now. Shit, they see us! I think we're good. For now. Hey, watch out! Here they come!
Cover me! We got a big one coming our way!
Come on. Come on.
Everyone okay?
Shit, they see us! Oh, holy hell.
Sure that's not the last of them.
Shit, incoming!
Spear! Shield! Stone! To me! I... What? A Paxotech. A terrible wonder, even for one who has seen many wonders. If its kind walk Yesha foreigner, then surely the wheel of the world is set to turn again. Perhaps it will grind me at last. Pain now outweighs peace in the measure of my days. God murderer. Know it nothing of the hoofless who have voyaged before it? Is it innocent of the lifeblood that stains its hairless hands? Curious. A curious race, Paxotech are, to be sure. How came I to this wretched state? Its eyes reached the question before its tongue left home or hearth. The tumbling ruin beneath its tender pads was once a fortification, an encircling bulwark to the greatest conurbation ever brought forth on Yesha's soil. Such faith we put in its solidity. Merchant and marshal, peasant and prince, their souls kneeled at the altar of within and without. But a wall is a false god, built to crumble. The only thing a wall ever truly divides is a fool from his wisdom. The ruins open swiftly. They split the bulwark stone as a hot needle kisses the onion skin of a boil, and the pus poured through on tangled wooden limbs. Yes. Teeming with life. The sun has never ruined, so that I might not even visit it in dreams. Charnel. By the root, yes. The final calamity. Their numbers endless. They were for 40 days. We fought them on these steps. The soldiers fell first, then the officers. Then they called upon the priests. We knew the children would be next. And so we flung our very bodies into the breach. Some were torn apart like green shoots in a glutton's teeth. Others were swallowed whole and vanished from the sphere. I stuck, anguished cork in a malign bottle. It seethes around me. It waits to disgorge its grotesqueries once more upon Yesha's scalded skin. Please, Patsutek, wanderer, it who would do right, put its edge to this cursed snarl. Vent its rage upon it. I shall greet death as an old friend, and we shall go hand in hand to the horizon, leaving the suffering of this blasted heath far behind. Destroy the knot. Strike! Make flinders of the knot! Strike! Make flinders of the... I gave myself to death lifetimes ago. And when death refused me, I clung to despair. I dared not dream. I dared not. Axel, I have not tasted air unmixed with the foul humors of the tangle in an age's age, nor dared I dream that I ever might again, much less feel the soft touch of good soil beneath my hooves, or the kiss of the wind on my free fur. Faithless, faithless have I been, and yet Paxeltech came, with war in its right hand, and temperance in its left. The Paxeltech came, and I am saved. Two-handed warrior. It has my allegiance, whatever may come. Paxeltech have a gift for death, this much is true, but they are not all destroyers. Perhaps if it fights with us, perhaps the root may yet be crushed under the wheel of time. Take this, though it be a relic of we lamer, stewards of death. Wield it in defense of life. No thanks is needed, for I owe it a debt unpayable. I think I shall linger here a while yet. Many are those who fell on these blood-soaked steps. No, some are now naught but bones. They each deserve the funerary rites of royalty. These I shall endeavor to complete with whatever time is left to me. If its road should ever wind this way again, grace me with a visit. There are yet tales of Yesha, I might tell it, if it cares to hear them shared. On the contrary, it has been ages since I felt so very much alive. Let us first be properly introduced. Once I was called Lich, foremost of the Lemir. High priest of the dead. How I gloried in that title. Would that I had known the irony. For many epochs, the Highborn did not fear the flow of time, for the fruit of the Thane tree kept it at bay. But there are other ways to die. Misadventure. The Eternal Empress dreamed of defeating this final terminus. If life could be taken, could it not be given back? The flesh was preserved against that question's answer. This was the province of the Lemir. A funerary priest of the deathless, the Highborn. One who wraps the powerful in glory, and a Muslim who seals the secrets of the Eternal Empress with sweet seed oil. And with night sap, we guarded the flesh of the great and sought their resurrection. Among these trusted sacred pan, I was the utmost. I relish the favor of her permanence. More fool I. But let us start at the beginning. Much would I have it know. And to know all, it must know what is first. Would it hear the history of the pan? In the time before time, the pan lived in the place that was. It is said that there came a great plague that ravaged the land so that the fields were seeded only with the bones of the dead and yielded only the cries of the bereft. With his flock drowning in woe, the leader of the pan held forth a great decree. 100 ships were built to hold 10,000 souls, with their god of many faces cutting the waves before them. The pan that were ventured across the Vilkmarza, the dark sea, through the long night. The vaunts prayed and the red widows wept, for no one knew if the dark sea had a far shore. 100 days lit the 100 ships, and 100 nights drew their swaddling across them too. But on the 101st day, as the Red Widow in the foremost ship bowed her horns to the god of many faces, a bird lit between them, singing, "Glory to the pan, for they have reached the kin mother." Yesha rose like the dawn before them, unseen, untamed, and free. The king who was, him known to the pan as Kolket the War-Handed, later Kolket the Woe-Begone, and at last as Kolket the Wise. Quick of blade was he in his youth, a fearsome general who watered the tree of progress with the lifeblood of many enemies. But the exploits of youth brought Kolket no peace in age. They say he took the plague as fate offered a choice. Flee the land of his fathers, or end his life. Kolket hesitated no more in pilgrimage than he had in war. He raised up ships as once he had raised regiments. He sailed from the place that was with a heart full of hope. He passed in peace before the crossing's end. The god of many faces had been with the pan since the place that was. Longer. None speak of a time before its guardianship. It was a god as real as the soil beneath us. A god one could visit, a god one could touch. Its ways were not known. More would I have it here of this, for this tendril twines with its own. In those days, there was no empress. There were no queen. It was only agreed that the clergy should step in. The vaunts spoke for the many-faced one. And the Red Widows, it had been ever thus. Now, they, for 80 days, the vaunts fell prostrate upon you. They prayed for a sign that our searching was over. On the 80th day, 2 forms emerged from the depths where it walked. The soil gave forth flowers and but behind the door came another. A wolf with fur as lightless as the obsidian waves the pan had so lately crossed. Surely this great beast was a portent of death. Yet, desperate were these threadbare priests of old, and of this vision, and why not? The dove fills all who glimpse it with a spirit of hope and a sense of growth. It leaps among the shrub and bramble even now, even with Yesha sunder. There are those who think it more than a spirit, a god in waiting. Those who glimpse the doe often glimpse the wolf, for the latter seems, to hear those early Vaughns tell it would be to hear of many. A simple deception, but a far-reaching one. Modern Pan, what must it be to spend an eternity chasing that which one might catch? For the wolf and the doe have often met. And Clara, the doe, may spill the wolf's blood, and the wolf may taste the doe's flesh. But Yesha itself forbids it. They say the chase, with the assurance of the Vaughns, the Pan took to Yesha, and she, Pan, were born who had never known the land that was, nor one such was called Genus. She was but 15 springs when she felt the calling of the Red Widows. As Genus approached the door of death, she sought her sisters, for there were no Lamer yet, and it was the Red Widows who ushered the Pan into the soil. But Genus's malady was known to the Widow Mother, to her, to the Elder Pan. It seemed the plague had found them again, even on this distant shore. Genus was shunned, cast out into the jungle, and her name was forbidden from Pan lips. None among them could have foreseen. Plague-ridden and scorned, the Red Widow Genus had been cast into the jungle to be forgotten. But fate had other plans. After many days in the jungle, Genus emerged. The Pan were humbled, for all signs of plague had been lifted from the young Genus, replaced by a regal gait none could deny. Fascinated, all assembled to hear her tale. And quite a tale it was. Genus spoke of a vision that had come upon her as she lay in the moss, gasping out her last. In her vision, the plagues had returned. Pan, young and old, wailed and keened and spat their last blood on Yesha's pristine sand. But then, when all seemed lost, a great tree rose out of the jungle, strange and wonderful, and heavy with luminous fruit. This tree, the Thane, she named it, gave all who ate of it a life unending. The Pan embraced it, and their glory stretched on. For 1,000 epochs, Genus rose to power on this. A spire built by spreading her message of doom and salvation. The Red Widows were easy converts, inclined to believe their sister, and eager to spread her vision to all the Pan. In time, they held more sway than even the Vaughns. It was a great shift. It would not be the last. Among the Red Widows, Genus was quickly elevated to Widow Mother. The crops flourished, and the villages spread. The jungle receded from the shore. It is difficult to say. Genus has had charge of her own legend for an age of ages. Suffice to say, there is enough truth to her vision for me to know her personally, though I was born some 30 mothers hence, and yet, in knowing her, I find its question impossible to answer. But many seasons passed, and Genus grew stooped and lined as all Pan before her had. In her 77th winter, Genus had another vision. The Thane called to her, and she told her people it was time to seek it out. For the calamity was imminent. 500 Pan were assembled to undertake the expedition. Genus herself, a contingent of Red Widows, a party many imagined they would never see their queen again. Those that lived long enough came to know the taste of those words. When Genus, now as young and beautiful as the day she first beat death, emerged from the jungle once more, with 49 immortals at her back, she had been reborn a second time, as an Empress Eternal. For years they searched the forest, battling hunger, storms, and beasts red of tooth and claw. 20 winters passed. Many succumbed to death or to doubt. By the 21st spring, only 5 Red Widows and 44 common Pan stood at Genus's side. It was they whom she led into the clearing. It was they who beheld the Thane. It was they who tasted the fruit and felt time's weight fall from their shoulders. No plague has touched the Pan since, but calamity wears faces nearly as numerous as our god of old. Unless I am much mistaken, the Empress lives yet, for no funerary smoke has filled the sky above her ziggurat. If the Pan vanish from Yesha's soil, I imagine she will be the last to depart. With death thus leashed, the eternal Genus and her immortals brought forth an empire heretofore unknown. Great ziggurats were hewn from the living rock, and at their feet grew great cities lit by arcane magics. Genus's prophecies all came about, save one. If only the Pan of that epoch had wondered as it does two-handed one. What of the great calamity? But none worried, save a few faults. The old ways were dying, and the Empress was not. No achievement seemed beyond the reach of the Pan. It was then that the wolf came. But the story of Yesha is the story of who tastes the fruit of the Thane tree. 49 immortals begat many more. A deathless aristocracy. They traded favor with the Empress, traded years of life itself like fishmongers at market. They called it the Ravager, the very obsidian beast the vaunts of old had glimpsed and hidden. It sprang from the jungle as sudden as a squall. It made no more than mutton of the bravest warrior. Fear fell like night across the empire. Death roamed Yesha. Ravenous death none could tame. There were those who would have seen the beast slain, but the Ravager was never much glimpsed that the Red Doe should not follow, and vice versa. The green things of the jungle sprang from the Red Doe's feet. But on what do green things grow, if not the flesh of departed life? Who knew what would become of the Doe if the Ravager were felled? Who knew what would become of the jungle? Who knew what would become of the Thane tree? It was the twice humbled Vaughn's who kept the Empire from vanishing down the Ravager's throat. For the Vaughns had pondered the beast since it first appeared to them on Yesha's shores. It was they who had learned to listen to Aethir's song. They who learned to appease the Ravager with tribute, with dance, and with music. Balance returned, and the wheel of time rolled on. The song of all living things. It permeates our forest. It whispers in the leaves, throbs in the soil, shines in the sun. The Vaughns devote themselves to the song's mystery. They play it to tap its power, as other Pan might use the energy of a crystal, or the heat of a flame. Those attuned in prayer hear it strongest, but all may catch its strain from time to time, even a Paxotech. Who is to say? For that was hardly the last calamity to befall the Pan. With the Ravager appeased, the Empress dreamed of rule eternal. She should likely have had her wish. But for one thing, the Thane tree, that of the fruit of immortality, began to die. For many lifetimes her permanence hid this knowledge from all who served her, slave and immortal alike. And why not? She had amassed a great store of fruit, and surely something could be done to save the tree. Why crack the very bedrock of her society? But the tree's decline could not be arrested. We lay there, once prepared for the final death of death. Only those immortals who had fallen in battle or by misadventure. Now, we found ourselves winding wizened nobles in sap and muslin by the... Perhaps what came next was inevitable. Rebellion, insurrection, revolt. This was the fire that was to sweep through Yesha's jungle. For a life of lifetimes, the Eternal Empress had hidden the decline of the Thane tree. But like the Vaughns of old, had underestimated the power of one young, plague-addled Red Widow. Genus herself failed to foresee the power of one called Navun. Ah, Navun was one of her Eternity's own guards. How she learned of the rot at the roots of the Thane tree, I cannot say. I know only that she had no taste for the Empress's deceptions. Navun fled the ziggurat and spread the news far and wide. Her work, no slaves could hope to challenge the power of an immortal aristocracy. But what about a nobility in disarray? One where the great and powerful would soon fight for scraps. They rose, first singly, then in a tidal wave. Ever was Gina served by the Red Widows. She was still Widow Mother. Is still, if such a thing has any meaning now. Some among the Widow's ranks forswore tenderness and became instead her permanence's highest guard. Genus herself had been the lowest widow in her order, and she had turned Pan society inside. How fitting, then, that the last and least of her own widow guard should become. It bridled when I called it God-murderer. Surprised I am that it should know so little of the deep track its kind have trekked across our soil. Let us walk those prints now, that it should be. It has heard of Yesha civil war, of slave with blade of hoe to neck of noble, and noble with point of sword to belly of slave. Into that tempest walked one of its kind, Paxotech. I cannot say why, though perhaps it might someday tell me from whence. Well, whatever its motive. Hither came the destroyer, even as the Pan turned their ravenous gaze toward the fruit of immortality, our god of many faces. remained satisfied with the scant worship of the vaunts and the commoners. It was an ever-present comfort. A guardian we scarcely thought of. The destroyer, Paxeltech, oh yes, its kind, drove its blade into the pure heart of our guardian. We knew not that it was the god of many faces who kept the root from this world. But in death, many faces' absence was soon felt. In a world already torn by war, where travelers spoke of twisted horrors on the road, but we who relished in the weight of this wall only scoffed. Who knew that the very air could rip, that the world itself could tear and spill like a wineskin under hoof. Oh, how we fought, priest and prince and pauper, side by side, our world's lifeblood drizzling through our fingers as we clutched at the hanging tatters of Yesha's slit throat. Most perished. I thought our tale told, our race run. And yet, among the band, I gave the impression perhaps that Yesha was uninhabited at the arrival of the band, save for the doe, the wolf, the birds, and the beasts. This is not so. The Rin slink Yesha's canopy on leathery wings. Perhaps they once thought to defend their forest. But Lash and Lure put that to rest. Lash in that no Rin could hope to withstand the onslaught of energy we Pan have learned to draw from Yesha's native crystal. The Flying Ones have no talent for crystal craft. Lure in that under normal circumstances, Rin eggs reach maturity only with great difficulty. I know not who first discovered the potential for symbiosis between our species. Only that it is a whimsical god indeed who sends the most precious resource one kind could hope to acquire out the hind end of the other. I suppose the histories will wait. I can see that it would be the blood moon has long been known to us as the wounded brightness. It is said to have sailed in the night sky throughout as such, modern Pan viewed the blood moon as an omen, a sign I would have been counted among these sour soothsayers. And yet, for my savior to appear so perhaps the blood moon is not an omen. Change, two-handed one. I count it now a sign of does this slake the two-handed one's thirst for knowledge? Or would Yesha's history make a fine dessert? So much. Ever was Gina served by some among Gina's hurt? How fitting it brought. Let us. It has heard of Yesha into Eve our. It was the destroy we, but in that travel whom oh our world's most. I thought as sure as there is iron in the soil of Yesha, there is irony. It was a pad-footed Paxeltech who slew our guardian and brought the root. Would it be so strange to see a Paxeltech drive them from our shore, perhaps as with Genus and the Voon? The strangeness is the point. It has done me a service unpayable. No reward can suffice. But perhaps, if it cannot be rewarded, it can be equipped. Colquet brought war, then wisdom. Its forebears brought the root, but its wisdom stayed the flames, that I might live beyond the hated knot. Take this now, as a token of my gratitude. The Pan must put their faith. I forever owe it thanks. To them I must tend. There is no more I can teach the two-handed warrior. It has heard all. Still, I welcome its company.